Why do I get the feeling that expenses are going to start rising a little bit? Because the cavalry have arrived. This is where our money's gone so far. And we went into pause yet again. The company that was supplying the iron, for some reason, decided to sell the iron that we'd ordered because they needed it for another order. But this is exactly what we wanted. So, this morning they turned up again. It's just around about 7 o'clock. And this time was to do the put the concrete. Do you like my lemons, by the way? Just slightly off subject. Just to pour the concrete into the holes that they did for the piles. So now they are pouring the concrete, as you can see and as you can hear. Anyway, that's another step forward. Not sure what the builder, Domenico, and his son are going to be doing today, but they've lowered down the level here where the swimming pool is going to be, and obviously then there will be a lot of iron going into that and connected to each one of these piles. It's all exciting. And it's boiling, by the way. I could do with a pool now. So I didn't get a chance to film yesterday afternoon. Woke up this morning to the sound of cement, and I thought our pool was ready. Looks like it, doesn't it? I was going to go for a dip. I always find it amazing when you're doing works, how all of a sudden things just start to happen. You start to see the shapes of what things are going to be. There's basically going to be the steps in the middle here, so it sticks out almost like an ear, if you like. And then there's going to be the famous metal steps that I never ordered that will probably go here somewhere. Looks a lot bigger than, it's 10 meters by 4 meters, which is a pretty standard size, and just looks bigger when you're seeing it like this. See, this is not the base what everything's going to be sat on. This is just a rough base, and then there's going to be a very intricate steel or iron base that's going to sit on top of this. So this is what we're left with. Obviously these are the tops of the iron that drop down. There's 8 of those, and this iron cage that will create the base. It smells so nice. Why does concrete smell nice, or is that just me? I don't know what on earth the smell is, but it smells really nice. Anyway, yeah, so it'll all be tied into that, so it's all one big sort of block, if you like, that's gone 10 meters down. So this is just the rough base. Then obviously this is where the stairs are going to come out eventually. I don't know how long this takes to set, so I've no idea when they're going to come back, but I'm guessing they're preparing some of the iron ready to carry on. So I was so excited when they came and did everything that they were supposed to do for the to get the piles in, but then we went into pause yet again because the company that was supplying the iron, for some reason, decided to sell the iron that we'd ordered because they needed it for another order. I was absolutely gutted, and the builder was extremely annoyed. Certainly can't blame him. But a couple of weeks have gone by with nothing, but I am pleased to say that today the iron finally came. So even though we've lost a lot of time, at the end of the day it's not an urgent thing. We're not going to swim this year, even though Silvana is determined at Christmas time to swim. Hopefully we can get on with it now. I really hope we can, because even though we're early October, the weather is starting to change. There was snow on the back of the mountains. It only came, it's very unusual to have a bit of snow this time of year. It's pretty much disappeared now, apart from right on the very back. But it could change any time. I've seen on the weather that they say we're going to have an extra summer between now and November, but you never know. To be fair to the builder, Domenico, he's been ready and waiting, and now it's Festa again. It's a massive festa in Carsoli, where he's from, and it's their main festivals now for a few days. So I'm actually surprised he's been today, and his truck's still parked up there, so I'm presuming he's coming back, which has surprised me actually. Try not to get stressed, and I will not get stressed about it, he says. I'm a very patient man. Okay, let's see what happens over the coming days. So I'm happy to say that the builds are at a great point now, where they pretty much put the base of the pool in. Almost looks like you can almost say it's almost like an iron mattress that will then get filled with cement. So we're at a very good stage now. So my friend Mark, who you'll get to know over these next couple of videos, has come to help me start doing some things. So when I say that Mark's here to help me, what that actually translates to is Mark's doing the work, and I'm sort of stood around watching and taking a video. But somebody's got to do a video. You'll get to know Mark as we go along. He's got a business out here taking care of people's holiday homes, but considering he's a friend and lives just down the hill, I've agreed to pay him in wine and food. So probably cheaper to actually to pay him. The good thing when you've got builders on site is you can try and learn Italian. Only problem is they speak a dialect, and around here the dialects change from one town to another. So you think you've learnt Italian, and then all of a sudden you haven't got a clue what they're saying. And there you go. So obviously here you're starting to see the wall. This is going to be the steps. But this is going to go, obviously the bottom of the pool is here. So this is going to go up 1.5 meters, so we'll then be up somewhere here. And this is what I was saying before about not really, when you see it on the ground you see it one way, but all of a sudden then it's going to be quite high. The amount of iron that goes into the ground, obviously they put a lot in already. Madness. So it's a rainy October morning, but they're back. Now is the time to fill this this iron maze with concrete. It's all exciting stuff, isn't it? Our cement truck has gone. And this is what we're left with so far. There you go. So that's, you can now see the swimming pool. It's strange, it looks bigger than better check the measurements. Obviously this is going to be the wall for the pool. Then you've got the steps over there that stick out. Anyway, better go now. Domenico's here, better talk to him. You know, part 4 of this video has the potential of becoming a little bit boring. And that's because nothing's going wrong, he says. Do you like my trimming? This is my idea of trimming bushes. To trim them almost within their life, and then just leave it all on the floor. Silvana absolutely loves that. So here we are. Look at the progress. This is when it all looks a little bit mad, especially when we get down there. Look what we've got up to. Look what we've managed to get to. I say we, obviously I don't mean me at all. We've had a few days of bad rain, so it has put the builders behind a little bit, but really happy with the stages. Obviously we got the cement platform done, and now they've started preparing the inner wall. They've got another one to do on the outside, this side of the iron, and then obviously the pour goes in. And this wall is going to be 1.35 m, which I'm guessing this isn't. This is just the first part. And then the cutout for the stairs, I'm not sure if they're going to, don't know how they do that. I'm presuming they cast that separately. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to say that we are now the proud owners of a cement box. But it's a nice cement box, don't you think? And there you go. That's the stage we're at. So we're starting to see the height now of the pool. That's the height of it. That's 1.35. So then trying to look then, I'm so glad we didn't go down any further. If you look in line with the steps that's behind, even though there's a few steps coming down from there, I would say we're pretty good. We're pretty good with this height. Well, I've not got much choice now, have we, really? And then I presume it's going to be about building all of this up and deciding what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do all that. That's the interesting bit. That's the bit I can't wait for, actually. Can't wait to cover this thing. Okay, all going as planned so far. So it's the 17th of November, and here's the next stage in building this huge hole back up. They're now pouring the concrete to use the foundations then to start stacking up these cages full of rocks that will create the wall that then the cement will go on top of and tiles will go on top of and all that kind of stuff. So weather's been kind to us. It is due to turn the next couple of days, but at the moment it's about 20 degrees Celsius here today, which is a bit strange for the 17th of November, but we'll definitely take it. So tomorrow we're going on holiday for 2 weeks, so I was kind of hoping that that we would have been further on, but obviously with the delays that we had earlier, that's not the case. But there you go. The main thing is it gets done properly. So as you may remember on the last video that I did before I went away, all we saw was the swimming pool and flat land. And before I went away, I'm going to walk around this way, before I went away, the builder was all stressed out because the people that were going to bring the rocks in the cages, unfortunately their business, I don't know what happened, but they had to close basically. So he was stressed out, wondering what he was going to do, and he's literally got huge rocks delivered. I think I've got a video, so hopefully I'll show you that. Huge rocks delivered, and just sat there putting a what do you call it at the end of, I can't even think of the word, changing this end to have a pecker, I think it's called, and just tapping away at the big rocks to break them into small rocks to put them into the cages. And they've just spent a couple of weeks basically inside these cages. Big rocks at the bottom, smaller ones, but the bits that we're going to see, we are going to have plants growing over it, but it's probably going to be just this top part and all of this earth then pushed back up against it. But just look at the amount of work they've done here. So, and I'm really happy with the progress they've done. It's amazing. And this is a huge amount of work that they've done. Run it around this side as well. So we didn't need as many blocks on that side, the other side, and we don't need any from this top end. Some of this earth here, if you look at that's the original garden, so we're at least 2 meters up from that. So some of this earth then will be gently put into a slope, a gentle slope, and covering possibly up to this, round about here. I think that's the plan. See, now I've been struggling to try and imagine what it's going to be like with the terrace done. Well, that day has arrived. Almost. Look at what's happened. Everything's been filled in, almost. But we can now see pretty much the terrace area. And the most important thing is what I'm about to go and look at, which I've not seen yet because I weren't here yesterday when they did this. So I want to have a look at the view behind me to see if it's exactly what we want, and I'm going to do that while I'm on this walk along this. I've not done this since I was at school. What is it about getting old and your balance seems to go a little bit? Right. Now we're starting to see, I've still not looked at the view yet. Now we're starting to see the size of the terrace. And my view's going to be slightly obstructed by the digger, but I'm going to do the turnaround in a second. Look, are we ready to do this together? Oh yes. That is fantastic. Even with a cockerel. That is exactly what we wanted. That is the view that we wanted from the pool. Because our house, even though we're in a very panoramic area, our house never really had many views unless you're up on the top floor here. But this is exactly what we wanted. And one of the olive trees that's just behind the digger here, we're going to take it out and put it at the top here. Because you've probably noticed there are some houses above, which you can see now. And even though we are a distance, you do feel sort of slightly overlooked. So moving this olive tree over there should get rid of that problem, because behind here there's also olive trees. But I do want to cut these down as much as possible, just to reveal the mountain as much as possible. The idea is to cut them down so when I'm stood here, we'd just see maybe the roof of the houses and then obviously the mountain. I know it all sounds a little bit particular, but that's what we want to do. But this is exactly what we were looking to do. Exactly what we were looking to do. Now it's all about some planting, getting everything. So obviously we're open as well a little bit at the back to our neighbours. But once we've got this land settled, then I think if we grow trees, even if they're just half the height of this, that should easily, even though we get on with them really well, obviously the privacy is a big thing, but that will all come. We're just about to close up for Christmas. This is the stage we're at, and we are extremely happy.